The 2014 action thriller John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves as the title hitman dragged out of retirement, has now become a franchise with a number of sequels. Who plays the villain in John Wick 4? Find out what is known about the other sequels planned for release, as John Wick 4 is scheduled for release in March. Watch this video for all the details. First up, the plot of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. John Wick is on the run, now a wanted man in Manhattan. After Wick killed High Table member Santino D'Antonio on the grounds of the Continental, the High Table declared him excommunicado and placed a $14 million contract bounty on his head. Wick first makes a trip to the New York Public Library, where he finds two hidden items, a crucifix necklace and a marker medallion. Wick flees but is followed by an assassin squad into an antique warehouse, where they engage in brutal battle using antique weapons. The Bowery King and Winston, the managers of the Continental Hotel, are both visited by the Adjudicator, a member of the High Table, because both helped Wick in the past. Both are given a 7-day deadline to resign from their positions of power or face punishment. After escaping the warehouse brawl, Wick contacts the director, the man in charge of Ruscaroma, a familiar face from his past. He offers the crucifix necklace as payment so he can travel safely to Casablanca. In Casablanca, Wick stops by a nearby the Continental location and sees Sophia, a former love interest who owes him a favor. Wick gives Sophia the medallion he took from the library as a marker, a representation of an unbreakable vow made by one person to carry out another request. Wick requests Sophia's assistance in finding the Elder, a senior member of the High Table, to respect the marking. Sophia hesitantly agrees and introduces Wick to Barada, a local businessman. Despite giving Wick information on the Elder's whereabouts in the desert, Barada turns hostile and shoots one of Sophia's dogs. Sophia shoots Barada in the leg as retribution. John and Sophia fight their way out of the neighborhood before heading to the desert with the aid of her two well-trained dogs. After completing her marker, Sophia departs. John keeps trekking in the desert until he passes out from tiredness. A passing traveler finds John and brings him to the Elder's place. In exchange for the removal of the price on his head, the Elder offers John the option of dying or agreeing to a mission to have Winston killed, a close friend, on behalf of the High Table. After agreeing to the task, John cuts off his ring finger and presents his wedding ring to the Elder as a sign of his dedication to the High Table. As enforcers for the High Table, the Adjudicator enlists an assassin, Zero, and his gang. They visit both the director and the Bowery King, murder several of their companions, and then physically punish both for aiding Wick. Wick returns to New York, where Zero's crew confronts him, but he escapes on a motorcycle. Zero pursues Wick to the Continental, where Wick seeks refuge after killing the gang members he is following. Winston, who is aware that Wick is there to kill him, interacts with Wick. Wick refuses to carry out the order, and Winston won't give up his job at the hotel even when the Adjudicator shows up. As a result, the Adjudicator considers the Continental to be deconsecrated, allowing for the resumption of killing on the property. He then asks the High Table to send an armed squad to the hotel to execute Winston and Wick. John fights the High Table's forces within the hotel with Sharon's assistance, ultimately winning them over before facing Zero's group again. Before engaging in combat and executing Zero, Wick eventually defeats the gang members. The Adjudicator approaches Winston and offers to negotiate. Eventually, Winston is permitted to stay at the Continental, but Wick is still a problem, according to the Adjudicator. Winston shoots Wick in a betrayal before he jumps from the hotel's top. While leaving the Continental, the Adjudicator realizes Wick's body is missing. She warns Winston that if John Wick escapes capture, she will tell the authorities. They both concur that Wick still poses a threat to them both. The TikTok man brings an injured John Wick to the Bowery King's new lair, which is scarred. The Bowery King expresses his displeasure with the High Table to John and inquires of Wick whether he shares his feelings. Wick responds by saying yes. Up next, Bill Skarsgård wasn't always going to play the John Wick 4 villain. Bill Skarsgård will play Marquis in the next Keanu Reeves film, and he appears to be John Wick's evil archenemy. Although much is not known about Marquis, one thing is certain: he will cause Wick trouble. It turns out that Skarsgård had the option of playing a different part, but the actor insisted on portraying the movie villain, according to director Chad Stahelski in an interview with Total Film. Chad Stahelski said he had spoken with Bill about playing another part, but Bill returned after reading the script and said he wanted to play the Marquis because that's where all the fun is. We wonder who Stahelski originally intended him to portray. Skarsgård enjoys playing weirdos and bad characters, but good for him. If one is excellent at something, he should keep at it. Most certainly, he'll play the part well and play the kind of villain fans love to despise. Up next, what to know about the John Wick sequels, Ballerina spin-off, and the Continental series. Since its debut in 2014, the action-packed movie John Wick, which stars Keanu Reeves as the titular hitman dragged out of retirement, has expanded into a full-fledged franchise with numerous sequels, a new spin-off movie starring Ana de Armas, and a prequel series set in the 1970s. Reeves returned to the role in the sequels John Wick 2 and John Wick 3, which not only saw the addition of stars like Halle Berry and Angelica Houston to the franchise, but also saw a wounded Wick teaming up with the Bowery King, played by Lawrence Fishburne, to take down the High Table crime syndicate once and for all. E.T. took a closer closer look at what's in store for John Wick Chapters 4 and 5, as well as the constantly growing star-studded cast of The Continental on Peacock and Ballerina, in light of the numerous episodes in the Derek Kolstad franchise that will be released in the upcoming years. Up next, Keanu Reeves teases extraordinary action in John Wick 4. A first look at the eagerly awaited John Wick Chapter 4 was unveiled by the movie actor and the movie's director, Chad Stahelski, at CinemaCon at the Caesars Palace Coliseum Theater in Las Vegas. Following the presentation, the duo spoke with E.T.'s Kevin Frazier and discussed what the fourth episode of the series brings to the table. Reeves teased excitedly that there are new characters and more world building. The high table is a bit angry, John Wick is a little upset, and he's trying to survive. Reeves said the genius had created some great, extraordinary scenes, pointing to Stahelski, who co-directed the first John Wick and went alone to lead the second and third chapters. Stahelski cautioned audience members at the presentation not to anticipate a good ending in the upcoming action movie and said to E.T. that John Wick, in his opinion, always loses, which is why he is liked. Stahelski added that he's not even sure how to convey a satisfying conclusion for John Wick. The well-known actor has long been drawn to portraying characters like Wick, a tenacious yet tortured man with hopes of leading a normal life that is imperiled by vague conspiracies. According to Reeves, he has always reacted to such kinds of things. John Wick Chapter 4 will be released on March 24, 2023 in the theaters. Up next, what is known about John Wick Chapter 5? Official information has not been released. Chapters 4 and 5 were planned to be shot concurrently, but Lionsgate chose to start with the first sequel instead. Stahelski stated that Chapter 4 would provide closure to the primary plot. Fans have to wait and see what that means for a fifth chapter. Stahelski said he thinks Chapter 4 is a good continuation of the three previous films, and it has a bit of a finality to it, which is great. He added that there's an excellent ending to an emotional thread that the movie already had. Up next, what to know about Ballerina. Between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, Rooney, a ballerina turned assassin, goes in search of the killers of her family. Unity Phelan played Rooney in Chapter 3 before de Armas was selected to fill the position for the spin-off. According to producer Erica Lee, the scenes with Angelica in John Wick 3 were the inspiration for Ballerina, while producer Basil Iwanek expressed his excitement to have Ian McShane join them for a crucial role in Ballerina. Lee said, "Sharon is a vital component of the world of Wick. Since the first John Wick, he has played a significant role in the franchise. It's been enjoyable having him along on this adventure as the Wick universe grows. Making sure that the new parts are played by actors with the same level of strength, emotional presence, and physical prowess as Anna is one of the casting challenges for Ballerina," according to Lee, who recalled how after she worked with Catalina on John Woo's Silent Night, it was very clear that she belonged at the top of their list. The movie was written by Shay Hatton and directed by Len Wiseman. Up next is The Continental. Winston Scott is dragged through 1975 New York to confront a past he thought he had left behind. As told from the perspective of the hotel management, Winston plots a murderous route through the enigmatic underbelly of New York City to grab control of the renowned hotel, which serves as a meeting place for the most dangerous criminals in the world. The movie is written by Greg Coolidge and Kirk Ward and directed by Albert Hughes and Charlotte Brandstrom. The cast of the movie includes young Winston Scott, played by Colin Woodell, Sharon, played by Ayomide Adegun, Uncle Charlie by Peter Green, Cormac by Mel Gibson, Frankie by Ben Robson, Miles by Hubert Poindexter, Lou by Jessica Alain, KD by Michelle Prada, and Yen by Nung Kate. Fans can't wait to catch a glimpse of John Wick 4, which is set to be released soon. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!